Can a man who ran an oil company run the State Department?
Well, I think we're going to have to wait and see. And one thing that's clear is that the State Department is not an oil company. The responsibilities, the requirements for success as a diplomat are quite different than one would look at for a top oil official or a top businessman. So without knowing very much about Mr. Tillerson, I think that we're going to have to wait and see whether he has the right makeup to be a successful diplomat.
All right, you have some doubts. Ambassador Jeffrey, what about you?
Well, first, I've served as an advisor to Exxon, so I'm not completely unbiased. I absolutely think that somebody with this background can be a fine Secretary of State. We don't take our Secretaries of State from the ranks of diplomacy, for better or for worse. We take them from the military, from politics, law, business, and academia. And the people who do best are the people who have the trust in the President and the President's trust in them, who know the international scene and who can negotiate.
Sorry to interrupt you, but do you know Rex Tillerson? Did you meet him when you were advising?
I've met him, yes.
Okay, and what do you think of him?
I think that he meets all of the qualifications that I've laid out to be potentially a very good Secretary of State.
Is he friends with Vladimir Putin? How do you describe this relationship, which is already becoming controversial?
Let me put it this way. In many years in Europe, I found many people who identified ideologically or philosophically with Russia as an alternative to America. That's not what you've got with Tillerson. What you have is someone who did deals with the Russians, just like he did deals in Iraq when I was in Iraq. And in fact, the U.S. government wanted Exxon and other U.S. oil companies and other major U.S. firms to work in Russia and to work in Iraq and in other places as a complement to our diplomacy. That's not abnormal, and that's what oil firms and other firms do. They make deals around the world. That's what keeps the economy rolling.
So, Ambassador Feierstein, how transferable are the deal-making skills that Mr. Tillerson may have employed as the chairman of a multinational oil company with the deal-making skills that he'll have to employ as Secretary of State? How do the two correlate, and how are they different?
Well, I would have to say that I think everybody in Washington is either reading or rereading the Private Empire book that Steve Cole wrote a few years ago, trying to come to some understanding of the answer to that question. Is the character, the personality of Rex Tillerson somebody who's going to be able to make that transition? I would say that the skill set that you require for a Secretary of State, not necessarily what we have seen and what is understood of the corporate personality, the corporate culture of Exxon Mobil. Jim knows him. He knows Exxon better than I do. But what I would say is that to be a successful Secretary of State, you have to have strong listening skills. You have to have a nuanced approach to issues. You have to be able to understand both sides of a question. Yeah. And frankly speaking, you have to be willing to come to a compromise and not expect that you're going to win every argument, that you're going to win every deal.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jerry, just running out of time. James, I want to go back to you because the book that Jerry just referenced is called Private Empire. Basically alleges that Exxon is a sort of a corporate oil sovereign. They're sort of a country unto themselves. Do you believe that running a company like an Exxon does in many ways put you at odds with American interests, even if you are an American company?
There's no doubt that firms have their own interests, but it's the same thing running an army, as Dwight Eisenhower did, is a different set of skills and a different focus than being President of the United States. Colin Powell faced the same thing. But absent entire career in diplomacy, the people you get at the head of the State Department are always going to come with a different background, and the question is always, will they be able to translate that background into the background you need for the Department of State?
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.